from MBA Department, International Business Management Studies, Acharya Nagarjuna University. Today's our topic is regarding determinants of organization or determinants of organizing. Okay, so in previous class we have learned the importance, the nature, and the principles of organizing. Now coming to determinants of organizing. Okay. So what were the determinants of organizing or what are the factors of organizing? Determination of organization structure or design is not a static frame. Okay. Static in the sense it is not a fixed one. Okay. There may be um, changes in the organization structure depending upon the environments in the either in the internal environment or external environment. Why? Because internal or external environmental factors affects the changes in the organization. So organization structure is not a static frame, okay, and it undergoes changes with changes, okay. They may be either in external and internal conditions. While designing the internal organization structure, okay, management should consider these determinants or these factors of organizing. First one is objectives and goals. Without objectives, okay, without goals, there will be no existence of organization. Why? Because organizations are framed, okay, organizations have an objective. According to that objective, they will do the activities in the organization to achieve those goals, okay, to achieve those objectives. So organization means it is a purposeful system. It is formed and operates for achieving certain objectives or certain goals. The objectives or goals of an organization determines its activities, determines its tasks. The structure of an organization must be designed to contribute effectively for the achievement of objectives. So, objectives are the basis for the uh, designing of organization structure. While we are designing the organization structure, okay, we have to consider the factor of objectives and goals. Depending upon our objectives and goals of the organization, okay, the roles and responsibilities, the delegation and authority, all should be prepared, okay, properly prepared. So therefore objectives and goals are the important determinants, important factors of organization that are to be considered. Coming to next one, size. Size of the organization also plays an important role while designing the organization structure. Why? Because there will be smaller organizations, larger organizations. The hierarchy or the levels, it depends upon the size and nature of the organization. Therefore, size of an organization is another factor which affects organizational design. As an organization grows in size, there is a tendency to greater specialization. Okay, we all know that as the organization is bigger, we will see greater hierarchy system in that larger organization, which it creates, okay, which it creates the more effectiveness in the more job positions will be there, and at the same time there will be greater tendency for specialization of work, okay. Why? Because more uh, organizing relies more on the division of labor, delegation of authority. So all this leads to division of labor, leads to specialization. So if at all it is a large organization means, so there will be a greater tendency for specialization. The number of subunits increases, okay, and more levels are created in the hierarchy. Impersonal rules and procedures increases formalization, and the organization becomes more and more structured. Okay, so size in the sense, if at all it is a larger organization means, for example, okay, so larger organization means in order to control the employees in the organization, in order to get effective work from the employees in the organization, there should be effective rules, effective principles, procedures, state of affairs of the organization. So all these leads to a formal structure in the organization, okay, or formalization, and it becomes, organization becomes more and more structured, okay. And so we have to consider the size factor while going for organizing structure designing. Next one is technology. So what does, how technology acts as a factor, acts as a determinant for organizing designing, okay. So an organization is a socio-technical system, we all know that. It requires certain techniques and methods for performing various activities. So in order to perform in an organization, okay, certain principles, certain procedures, certain techniques will be followed, okay. And technology is an important part of the organization structure. Technology refers to the manner or way in which various activities will be performed. The type and nature of technology being used in the organization has a definite impact on its structure. Okay, so if at all we have, if for example, if we use highly sophisticated technology means, definitely it leads to specialization. Okay, so use of technology, okay, we have to consider the use of technology before organizing the structure. And here we will see both pros and cons. While designing the organization structure, benefits of technology should be analyzed, and at the same time the people who are in our organization should ensure that they can apply that technology. They have such capabilities to apply those technologies. Okay, so all should be considered here while organizing structure. Okay, next one is environment. Okay, so what does environment means? We all know that organization is an open system. It operates within an external environment which directly or indirectly affects the functioning. External environment consists of various economic, social, cultural, legal, political, and technological factors. These factors are ever changing. Therefore, factors or forces in the external environment must be carefully analyzed while designing the organization structure. Okay, so firms operating in simple and stable environment tend to have simple and organic structures, okay, where the jobs, roles, relationships are not rigidly defined. Why? Because they are not rigid means they are flexible. Why? Because they are operating in a simple and stable environment. Okay, so while there is no fluctuations, no more instability in the environment, then the firms can operate in a positive way. Okay, they can have their own policies and procedures which are applicable easily. But if at all the firm is operating in a complex and dynamic environment means, okay, then they are forced, those organizations are forced to adopt more differentiations and integrations in their structures. Okay, So while before going for organization designing or organization structure designing, okay, the firms which are operating under simple stable environment, they can have a flexibility in their organization's structure. But the firms which are operating under dynamic conditions, okay, frequent changes can be seen in that environment. So in that situations, okay, so these organizations are forced to operate, okay, to adopt more differentiations and integrations in their structure formation, okay, depending upon the environments. That means the mechanisms that were used in the system will be different, okay, at different situations. Coming to the last one, people. So what does people means? An organization without people we cannot imagine. Why? Because without people there will be no one to accomplish the organizational goals. The activities should be performed by the people only. So an organization is formed by the people and operates through them. A large number of people are hired for managerial and non-managerial positions. They carry beliefs, values, needs, wants, and attitudes which have a great influence on the structure. Okay, so we know that people, if at all there are people in an organization, they will perform both managerial and non-managerial positions, and both people will have their own beliefs, their own values, their own needs. Okay, and the structure has a reciprocal relationship with the people working therein. Okay, so efficient functioning depends on how efficiently people work there. The structure also provides satisfaction and motivation. Activities and tasks, objectives and technology become more meaningful whenever the people work or functions efficiently. Okay, if they are built around people, these activities, tasks, objectives, and technology, they will become more meaningful. Okay, the structure of an organization has properties of stability and dynamism. Okay, and when will we can see the stability and dynamism means whenever these people, okay, are efficiently functioning in the organization. The efficiency functioning depends on how efficiently people work. Okay, so in order to work the people efficiently, okay, the their beliefs, values, needs, attitudes, all these have a great influence on the structure, organization structure. Okay, so organization structure is thus the result of several operating forces inside and outside the enterprise, and these forces are interrelated and interdependent. They suggest that what might be a suitable structure for one organization may not be suitable for another organization. That means there is no one ideal structure that is suitable for all organizations. It depends upon the nature and size of the organization only. Okay, there is no unique organizational design. There is no organizational unique structure. Okay, it purely depends upon the condition of the organization, purely depends upon the size and nature of the organization, and to what extent, okay, it is suitable for the organization. Okay, so organization has um, suitable or organization is no one ideal structure suitable for all organizations. Okay, so these are the five determinants or factors of organizing. Now coming to formal and informal organizations. Okay, so formal and informal organizations means on the basis of relationship. Okay, the organization types are categorized. So on the basis of relationship, in the sense, in the organization, without people there will be no organization. Existence of organization cannot be expected. Okay, so here people are working in the organization, so we have to categorize these people. Okay, their relationship with others as either it is formal or informal. Okay, so if at all it is a formal organization, what are the features? Or if at all it is an informal organization, what is the feature? The basic difference between the formal organization and informal organization is that formal organization is based on organizational goals, achieving organizational goals. Coming to informal organization, it is purely related to the satisfaction of social needs. Okay, so this is the basic difference between formal organization and informal organization. And coming to formal organization, it refers to the organization structure that is deliberately created by management for achieving the objectives of the organization. Okay, it is a pattern of activities, process, human relationships, roles planned and structured in order to accomplish organizational goals. Okay, in one sentence, if we want to explain, formal organization means it is an official and rational structure. Okay, so here formal organizations are framed by, consciously framed by the management, top level management. So it has its own state of affairs. According to that, the people will be worked in the organization. Okay, so in formal organizations, the position, responsibility, authority and accountability of each level of management is clearly and explicitly defined. Everything in formal organizations will be defined. Okay, clearly defined, the roles and responsibilities, the delegation of authority, accountability. Okay, job positions, each and everything will be explained clearly, defined clearly. Okay, so every member is responsible to perform a specified task assigned to him on the basis of authority and responsibility relationship. So structure in formal organization could be either functional or divisional. Okay, so in formal organizations, okay, how would be the structure? Means it will be in functional or divisional. Each division or each department has their own functions. Okay, so functional organization works on the basis of the divisional hierarchy, functional hierarchy. Okay, groups will be formed depending upon their similar activities. Okay, and assignment of job. Okay, assigning activities will be done to different departments at different levels. Okay, in each and every level, assignment of task will be made. So the basic importance in formal organization given to division of labor. Okay, they will divide the work into smaller pieces. Okay, smaller tasks, and those tasks, division of labor. Okay, next another one is, after division of labor they will do the delegation of authority. Okay, and responsibility also. Wherever there is authority there is responsibility, and wherever responsibility there is accountability. Without responsibility, authority cannot be made, and without authority, responsibility cannot be expected. And at the same time, if at all there is responsibility, means definitely it arises accountability. Okay, so the person who is allotted a particular activity to perform, means definitely that person is accountable to that particular work in order to reach the standards of the organization. Okay, so here, according to Chester Bernard, he defined formal organization is a system of consciously coordinated activities of two or more persons towards a common objective. Okay, so this is a consciously coordinated, means intentionally, deliberately they are creating the objectives for the organization. Okay, and which are in the form of written, documented, okay, and verbal also. And coming to features of formal organization. So what are the features? First one is specifies the reporting relationship among various job positions and the nature of their relationship. Here, reporting relationship means subordinate will report to the superior. Okay, so a specification will be given by the formal organization structure, who should be reported to whom. Okay, here, as we have different levels of management, as we have different functional or divisional departments. Okay, so the concerned person, the concerned subordinate should be reported to concerned functional head, concerned divisional head. Okay, for example, if there is a marketing manager, so his subordinate should report to the marketing manager only. He should not go to HR manager, like that. So there will be a specifications regarding the reporting, and they will give the guidelines regarding the relationships and the activities of those people, okay, of those job positions. Okay, so according to that, the people will work. It is mean to achieve the objective. So formal or informal organization, okay, it is the mean to achieve the objective, means with maintaining the policies, giving the guidelines, state of affairs. Okay, all this leads to achieve the objective of the organization. Why? Because without having no rules and regulations, without policies and procedures, okay, we may not force the employee to work. Okay, effective performance cannot be grabbed from the workers in the organization. So this acts as a mean to achieve the objective. Next, coming to formal organization coordinates and integrates the efforts of various departments. So we can expect coordination and integration, okay, of various departments through formal organization. Why? Because so each and every department has to work for the achievement of organizational goals. In order to achieve the organizational goals, the departmental goals should be first achieved. So in order to achieve departmental goals and functional goals of the departments, okay, so each and every person should work coordinatively, each departments should work integratedly. Okay, so each and every department are interdependent. Okay, so that's why here, for example, uh, production department is there, marketing department is there. So depending upon the market, okay, market of the product, sales of the product, here production will be done. So they have to get data from the marketing department in order to produce the possible goods according to the demand in the market. So definitely they have to coordinate, they have to communicate with the marketing department by the production department. So an integration will be there within the departments. So therefore we can say that formal organization rises for coordination and integration of the efforts of various departments, and it is deliberately designed by top management to facilitate smooth functioning of the organization. Why? Because this is framed by the top management. We all know formal organization structure will be developed by the top management, designed by the top management, and they will design in such a way that a smooth working conditions will be there. Okay, they will facilitate the smooth functioning of the organization. So they will design in such a way that there will not arise any disturbances within the departments. So they will design in such a manner that it facilitates for the smooth functioning of the organization, because they know about the situations and the environment within the organization. Accordingly, they will frame the organization structure. And last one is, it places more emphasis on work rather than interpersonal relationship among employees. So we can treat this aspect as disadvantage. Why? Because it is showing more concern towards the production, more concern towards the work rather than interpersonal relationships among the employees. Okay, always work, 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 but it is not having any consideration towards the interpersonal relationships who are working in the organization. Okay, so these are all the features of formal organization. Coming to advantages. So what were the advantages? It reduces conflicts. Okay, reduces conflicts among workers. So how can it reduce the conflicts within the workers? Means there will be a definite boundaries of each worker, okay, which is clearly fixed by the formal organizations. So the boundaries, definite boundaries, are the limit of each worker to be performed in the organization. So they are clearly defined. The limits are defined. Boundaries are defined. Therefore, it automatically reduces the conflicts among the workers. They know their limits. They know their boundaries. To what extent they have to work. To what extent they have to perform the work. So within that boundaries they will work, and this leads to no conflicts. Okay, and second one is, overlapping of responsibility is easily avoided. Okay, so overlapping of responsibility easily avoided means the gaps between the responsibilities of the employees are filled up. Okay, so that is the meaning. Why? Means overlapping means one work, the similar work will be performed by other person. Okay, the same work is performed by similar persons. Okay, many number of persons. So overlapping means, so it will be a disadvantage. Okay, but by proper formal organization structure. Okay, so overlapping cannot be seen. Means the gaps between the responsibilities of employees are filled up with a proper organizational structure design. Okay, and coming to, it creates a standards of as standards of performance are established, it results in motivating the employees. Okay, so how could it motivate the employees? Means as the employees are working in the organization, they have a clear cut defined roles and responsibilities which are framed by the organization, and in accordance the employees will work. Okay, they will perform their work, and at the end of the day their performance will be measured. Okay, with the established standard rules. So here standards with actuals will be measured. Whenever there is a optimum performance of the employees, definitely there will be certain incentives which were given by the organizations. Therefore, uh, it ultimately results in motivating the employees. Coming to another one, a sense of security arises from classification of tasks. Okay, sense of security arises means, so we can take this from performance. Okay, so whenever the work is performed by the employees, they know their performance levels. Okay, to what extent they are reaching, they know their standards. So if at all they are well performed workers, means according to the standards they are performing, means definitely it raises their sense of security. Okay, next one, there is no chance for favoritism in evaluation and placement of employees. Why? Because Formal organization basically depends upon the skills and abilities of the employees. So it will basically depend upon the performance levels of the employees. So there we may not see any favoritism in evaluation and placement of employees. Okay, why? Because it is more concerned with production, not for people. It is not more concerned with people, it is more concerned with the production or more concerned with the work levels. So we cannot see here favoritism. Okay, it makes the organization less dependent on one man. So we all know that depending on only one person may result in um, uh, what we can say means we can see a bad impact. Okay, negative impact. Relying on a single person, okay, for every work, so it raises dependency on other persons. So here, if at all, here in our formal organization we will see the division of labor. So reliance on only one person is not seen. So therefore division of labor helps. Okay, even though one person is not here, his presence is not there also, so other works will not be stagnated there. There will be a continuity in the process. So therefore here it is an advantage, less depending on one man. So it is an advantage. Coming to limitations. So what are the limitations? Reduce the spirit of initiative. So reduce the spirit of initiative means, we all know that formal organization means it frames the policies and procedures. Okay, so the people should work within the limits, within the boundaries of the policies and procedures of the organization. Beyond that, they cannot work. So, if at all they want to take initiative for newness, innovativeness, creativeness, or anything, okay. So, it is within the limits of the organization. Okay, within the limits of the organization policies and procedures. So, ultimately, in certain cases, this may lead to the reduce the spirit of initiative. And another one is does not consider sentiments and values in the social organization. We know that primarily it is more relied on the work only. Formal organization structure means it purely concentrates on the work only, not on the people. It shows more concern towards work rather than people. Okay, so therefore it doesn't consider the sentiments and values of the people. Okay, so it creates the problem of coordination. It creates the problem of coordination in the sense, as it gives certain defined roles and responsibilities while assigning the activities to the people. Okay, so they are confined to that work only. Okay, they will not involve in other work. So in some cases there may be requirement for the involvement more than the work they have allotted. But if at all the person has good relations with other persons, he may come forward to work beyond his work. But if at all there were no good terms with the other person in the department means, definitely it creates the problem of coordination. Okay, like that. Another one, it is assumed that there should be no unofficial channel of communication. So we know that um, a formal organization means definitely it is following the strict rules and regulations. Okay, so it will not encourage the unofficial or informal channels of communication. Okay, so we know different channels of communications. So therefore here it will not encourage informal ways of communications. Only a formal communication is should be seen there. Informal communications are not encouraged here. A proper channel should be followed by every employee in the organization. And it does not consider the goals of the individuals. It is obvious, we know that, because formal organization means It is based on the deliberate management, okay, deliberate management policies and procedures. So it will not cares about the goals of individuals, it only cares about the organizational goals, departmental goals, okay. And delay in action, so we can see delay in action. Why? Because, for example, if any lower level management want to communicate with top level management regarding any um, pains of the employees means, okay, so there will be definitely a procedure to approach the top management. So in order to approach the top management, they have to communicate first with middle level management, and those middle level management will communicate to top level management. So it is a time consuming process, if at all, if at all it is an important situation, okay, to take decisions. So in such cases, there we may see the delay in action. Why? Because a communication process um, uh, should be in a formal way, okay. So these are the limitations regarding the formal organization.